Welcome back, trainers. So we have a new poster for GoFest 2020 in which anybody can participate from anywhere in the world, from wherever you're at. Now, this is going to be a pretty awesome poster here. I mean, we have Mega Evolutions, we have Gen 6 starters. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So first off, we can see Froakie here at the bottom, which is going to be the Water Start Pokemon for Gen 6, which is eventually going to evolve into Greninja, which also has sort of a Mega Evolution, which we'll go over because we have been over that as well before, but we'll take a look at it again. And then we have Chespin and Finnegan. Finnegan is going to be in the Pikachus as well as the Victini there. So we know Victini is going to be the mythical for GoFest, and two more Gen 6 starters, which we're going to be looking at all of their stats as well as their evolutions. Now we also have Whimsicott, which is going to be a Gen 5 Pokemon yet to be released, something that I'm very fond of. Used it in the main series games. I didn't even have one attack, and I used it as a stall Pokemon. And now we have Mega Lucario front and center here. So what does this mean, folks? Are they going to give us Mega Evolutions for GoFest? Is that going to be part of the Day 2, as well as potentially the Team Rocket, Jesse and James Blimp that we can battle anywhere on the map potentially? We'll just have to see. I mean, they're putting them in the poster here, more than one as a matter of fact, which we're going to go ahead and look at. But I am so hyped for this. I mean, look at this. They're just literally teasing us. And then as we can see, next to Reshiram and Zekrom, we have Mega Mewtwo Y, which is going to be an absolute monster in raids and in PvP Master League. I mean, the thing is just, the stats are off the chart. It's incredible. As you can see, scaled to these legendaries, it's not going to be that big, but it doesn't really matter. And we also have a Mega Charizard X, which is going to be a Dragon and Fire type Pokemon. So very excited for this one here as well. I know a lot of you are too. I'm personally walking my Charizard so I can get it to Best Buddy. But I'm leaning towards Mega Mewtwo Y, which is going to be staying that fire and flying type. But this one right here is still going to be fantastic, and I can't wait. Now, Giovanni hanging out in the back, nothing too significant. I just thought that was pretty awesome there of Giovanni to be in the picture. So there you have it. Pretty excited for this. There's also a lot of other things we can go over here, but those are the most significant things that we need to take note of for this new poster that they did release. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into these Gen 6 Pokemon. Alright, so we're just going to be going over their stats and then their final evolution stats as well as their weaknesses. So we have Chespin, which is going to be the Gen 6 Grass starter, which is going to be pure grass until its final evolution here. So very cute Pokemon here, right? Looks like a kind of chickmunk wearing some sort of hat. Then we have Quilladin, which reminds me of almost like a Sonic-like design. It has a max CP of 1719. Could it be good in the Great League? Maybe, but I'm not going to call anything yet because we do not know what the moves are going to be quite yet for these Gen 6 starter Pokemon. We could guess, but let's just wait for that. And then finally we have Chesnaught, which is going to be a grass and fighting type Pokemon. Max CP 2,954, attack 201, defense 204, and then stamina 204. So pretty even, right? It's not going to be significant in raids, but it may find some great usability as far as PvP is concerned. So grass and fighting type, very interesting. It's going to be weak to fairy, fire, very weak to flying, ice, poison, and psychic. And then resisting dark, electric, grass, ground, rock, and water. Those are good resistances, but also pretty bad weaknesses as well that it needs to look out for. So there you have Chesnaught. Pretty cool Pokemon. What do you guys think? Which one of these Gen 6 starters are your favorite if you're already familiar? If you're not, well, we're going to continue on and take a look at the rest here so you have a good understanding. Alright, so now we have the Gen 6 Fire Starter Pokemon, Finnegan, which is going to be that cute fox-looking Pokemon. Nothing too significant about the stats, obviously. It's just a starter Pokemon here, and its typing will change as it does evolve into its final evolution. And then we have Brixen here, which is going to maintain that pure Fire-type Pokemon. And it does have that stick because it does start learning kind of like wand style attacks that it starts using that with. Max CP is going to be 1813. Ultra League, or should I say Great League? We'll see, maybe. But think of the other starters. I mean, they have those CPs, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be great performing there. Delphox is going to be a Fire and Psychic final evolution for the Fire Starter for the Gen 6. Max CP 3059, attack 230, defense 189, and stamina 181. So very interesting Pokemon. Always thought this was a very neat design and the way it kind of attacked with its wand. So it's going to be weak to dark, ghost, ground, rock, and water, resisting fairy, fighting, fire, Grass, Ice, Psychic, and Steel. So, I mean, those are pretty good resistances as far as the weaknesses. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Everything's going to have their weaknesses, but I really do like those resistances there. Now, I wonder what kind of moves it's going to get, because it's going to be a very interesting Pokemon, and none of these can, or at least the first two can't Mega Evolve. But when we move into the last one here, this isn't not necessarily a Mega Evolution, but kind of like a friendship evolution. But let's be realistic, it pretty much is. So Froakie here has AK in the name. Let's go. So this is probably my favorite one. It's going to be a pure water type, very cute Pokemon. And yet again, nothing too significant to take note of the stats, because it is just the basic evolution or starter. Moving it into Frogadier, which I actually like that name quite a bit. It's going to have a max CP of 1636. So, you know, it depends on the movesets. We'll just see if it's actually going to be good in the Great League. But yet again, I don't think it's going to be performing that great. But then moving it into Greninja, here we go, folks. Going to be a water and dark type. Max CP 2654, attack 223, defense 152, and stamina 176. This is going to be a very awesome Pokemon when it does enter into Pokemon Go. I cannot wait. Weaknesses are going to be Bug, Electric, Fairy, Fighting, and Grass. I mean, that's not so bad. And then it's going to be resisting Psychic, Dark, Fire, Ghost, Ice, Steel, and Water. Personally, I think that those resistances are just fantastic. You have Steel around, I suppose, for the charge moves. But a lot of Pokemon that do have Steel do maybe have Fighting alongside it, so it kind of just washes out that resistance, because I'll just go for that. But nonetheless, looking really good. Now, here we go. This is the one that does have the Friendship Mega Evolution. It's not necessarily called that Mega Evolution, but the animation looks the same. Its stats increase like a Mega Evolution. So if it looks like it, it smells like it, it must be, right? So looking at Greninja's Ash-Greninja, you should call it. CP is going to be 3984. HP is going to be 176, attack at a whopping 339, and then defense at 155. So you can see why this is probably going to be the choice that everybody's going to want to go with. It's not like we get to pick one starter, right? But something you should hold on to and keep in the back of your mind, that maybe one day we're going to be able to potentially. So this is going to be some pretty awesome stuff here. As you can see, probably a lot of people are going to want to be, you know, focusing on the Greninja. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the Mega Evolution images that I have made here, because it is getting closer and it seems like we just might get Mega Evolutions for GoFest. So if you have not been familiarized with the Mega Evolutions, I will put links in the description to all of them, as well as some of the breakdowns and stats that I have covered for them. I haven't covered all their stats quite yet, but we went over all of the Mega Evolutions, and then we're kind of just breaking them down between types and starters. So you can go ahead and check those videos out if you are interested. Also get hype for the Premier Cup going down today. That's going to be pretty hype as well. And then Kyurem is going to be entering into the Legendary raids or Tier 5 raids tomorrow, July 7th. So a lot of stuff happening in Pokemon Go. I know a lot of you still can't get out and do that. Hopefully they can add the remote raiding fairly soon, because I know a lot of you are just dying to see that being released. Niantic did make an announcement saying that it is going to be delayed because they are still working out some kinks, which, I mean, honestly, I really can't, you know, if they're working on it, they're working on it. You know, there's nothing we can really say at this point. You don't want a broken feature being released. The next thing you know, you're getting remote invited and then getting all kinds of errors and wasting your passes. So that's not a good thing. So just let them take their time. Anyways, we have a ton of Mega Evolutions. Are they going to release these all at the same time, or are they going to be slowly released over time? I don't know. I mean, they showed us Mega Lucario as well as Mega Charizard and Mewtwo. Both of those, Mewtwo and Charizard, are going to be Kanto, but as far as Lucario, that is much farther down, so it looks like they just might release them all at the same time, and it just is going to be pretty time consuming to get each and every one of these Pokemon to Mega Evolution. Potentially, like we've been discussing, you're going to have to become best buddies with them, and then you're going to have to get the items to eventually Mega Evolve them. So we'll just have to see exactly how that works. Some thoughts are, you know, maybe it's going to cost Stardust every single time you do it. And of course, it is going to have a cooldown. Well, I can't say of course, but I'm more than likely thinking that, yeah, you're not going to be able to just stay Mega Evolution 24/7. But if you can do that, okay, that sounds interesting, I suppose. That's not how they work. Usually you Mega Evolve in the main series games, and then after the battle is over, you go back to your normal form. So we'll just see how they implement it. And it's very curious because some of these mega evolutions are going to be very powerful in PvP. And of course, you're not going to be able to mega evolve into 2 in one battle, I don't think. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care, trainers.
To be